So a lot of you guys have been waiting very patiently for our grudge race against Casper. Bottle Rocket against Casper. So for those who are new to this or aren't familiar with the story, I'll give you a quick rundown. Casper belongs to my friend Andy from Unity Motorsports Garage, and he's built an engine for this thing called a mixed up Boss, and basically it's a hybrid Boss 429. Really interesting motor, beautiful piece of work. So we set up this race early, at the very beginning of the year. Now it says there's going to be one run off the trailer, winner take all, $5,000, and it was supposed to go down the 1st of October. So Andy finished the motor, he dynoed it, got all of that done, and then it came time to stick the motor in the truck. Now here's the funny thing about building a hybrid Boss 429 F100 pickup truck. You can't just call Summit or Jegs and have them deliver a set of headers, you know, because they don't have that in the catalog. So Andy wanted to have a nice set of stainless headers fabricated for the truck, so he brought it to a local to him in North Carolina, a local fabrication shop, and they're going to build the headers, and he was supposed to get it back middle of September, which would have been enough time for him to put the truck together and make the race. Well, as it turns out now, we're getting towards the end of October and Andy still does not have the truck back. The whole thing just became more involved a process than anybody had originally anticipated. You know, go figure. It's a hybrid Boss 429, you know, F100. All right. Andy's frustrated. I'm not so much frustrated. I expect stuff like this to happen. It's really not that big of a deal. But we're both anxiously looking forward to getting this. This is something we both want to do. It's going to be fun. But while Andy's truck is currently on hold, and like I said, if he got the truck back tomorrow, right? Today's Sunday. If he got the truck back tomorrow, he still needs to put the whole truck back together again and be able to take it out a time or two and shake some of the bugs up before we race. So the odds of this thing happening this year are becoming smaller and smaller and smaller every day. And that's okay. We will get it done. We will race. But I figured as long as we're at this stage of the game, and I'll give you an update on Bottle Rocket just so that you know where we're at. So like I said, when we made this date, Bottle Rocket was still 4-speed, and I decided to convert it over to automatic for this race. Actually, for several reasons, for a number of reasons, but specifically for this race. So I built a 727 for it. I had my friend Shane build a converter based on speculation, not based on actual numbers or facts yet, because we didn't have any. So we speculated on what the car might want as far as the converter goes, and we put it together. So here's where we're at with this thing. I'm still not crazy about the converter. I feel it needs to be loosened down low, right? Works perfectly upstairs, no problem. But I think it needs to be a little bit looser. I was going to pull it apart and send it to him and let him loosen it a couple of weeks ago. And then I says, wait, no, if Andy gets the truck back and I don't get the converter back, then, you know, now we're going to have another problem getting between us and the race. So I says, all right, the hell with it. We'll just send it the way it is. So we've been working with the car, all of it in Mexico, right? Getting a basic handle on it, and she's perfect. You know, you could not ask for a better overall combination. I'm thrilled with it. Again, the converter needs to be loosened, but that's the engine itself, the suspension, everything is functioning as it should, and the car runs really hard. So now I don't want to give numbers away, because again, it's a grudge race, right? So I don't want to give everything away. But I'll tell you this much. This is much I'll tell you. Just based on numbers. Bottle Rocket, as it currently sits, with an extremely mild tune, would be a really good race for Casper with the old motor. It would have been, flip a coin, it would have been, it'd be that close. Casper picked up 100 horsepower, or is going to pick up 100 horsepower with the new engine, and Bottle Rocket has at least 150 horsepower of untapped potential as of yet. So that should give you an idea how it's running. So I'll give you a visual, I'll show you. So this is a run that we made with the car last night, leaving in second gear. We had just enough nitrous for one run, and not even a full run, just enough to launch the car. And we ran it out like a power glide in second. And I'll tell you, the converter worked really good, but it still needs more gear. And leaving in second is not the setup here. It definitely needs first gear. But this is a run we made last night with the car. So just give you an idea how it runs, what it looks like, what it sounds like. You know, that's not bad if you ask me. So I mean, you're talking about a stock stroke, low compression, 318 with 318 cylinder heads, home ported 318 cylinder heads. I mean, a really super mild combination. Like, you really could drive that anywhere. I don't want to, but you could if you really, you know. So that's the update on the car. Other changes I want to make to it, like I said, now over the winter, I'll send the converter out. I definitely need to loosen downstairs. The gearing is right, the suspension is right, everything's working the way it should. I think I gotta take some pinion angle out of it. I got a little aggressive with the pinion angle, and so now I've got a vibration up on the top end, you know, up on the lights. So you feel from the drive shaft. It's like, oh. So I'm gonna take a couple of degrees out of the pinion, but that's really it. There's no other changes I feel I need to make to the car. When we run, you know, when we actually do get this race off, it'll be set on kill. She'll have a full bottle and all the jet, because I have no, it's still a junk motor. I still have no problem sacrificing this thing. So, you know, when we line up against Andy, it will be set on kill, and I really do think it's going to be a good race. So that's the update on this. Like I said, guys, I know you're waiting patiently for this. We are too. Andy was out here a couple of weeks ago, and we're like kids with this. You know what I mean? Like, he wants to race me, I want to race him. You know, and it will happen, and it'll be fun when it does. So that's it. That's the update from Bottle Rocket. If he doesn't have the car ready, if he doesn't have Casper ready by within the next couple of weeks or so, I think we're just going to pull his car apart, send the converter out. There's some cleaning and painting and detailing and stuff I want to do, because I do want to make it a nice car. You know, not a show car, but just nice. You know, where anything I work on, my hands aren't going to get dirty. Does that make any sense? That's all I really want to do to it. I love the car the way it is. She's like the perfect rat street race type of car. And now with the back to the automatic, or with an automatic in it now, our breakage problems all seem to be in the past. You know, that was a pretty tall order, trying to get this thing to it was a mistake that I made. Definitely got off on the wrong foot. But that's behind us now, and the car is functioning like just perfectly. I love this thing. And that's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.